Hi, this is Mr. Leftridge, computer technology teacher for Oakwood Evans Elementary School. Just wanted to do a brief screencast for you, especially since we're in the last week of the marking period, and some students are working on their Edmodo assignments and making sure that they're all in. What I am noticing is a couple things, and I did show this to the students in class a couple times, but I know it was early in the marking period. They may have forgotten, or they didn't make the correction after I showed them. This is a student account here, my test student, and this is what they're looking at. Um, all the assignments for Edmodo will have a turn in button at the top, and if they turn it in, it'll say waiting for grade. And this one is for the All About Me project. I have the Remembering 9/11, the parent connection to Edmodo, and the online safety questions, along with our surveys that we did at the very beginning of the school of the marking period. I'm going to come back to the surveys part 1 and 2, but let me explain, especially for the parents and for the students, but mainly for the parents who um, is trying to understand why possibly they don't have a grade for their child for what the work that they did. I'm going to come back down to online safety questions. That's the Parent Connect. Alright, this is one of our first assignments that we had that you had to actually complete. And I told the students in order for them to get credit, they would have to click on this button, Turn In. Once they click on the button, Turn In, the same questions come up. And this is where their response will be typed, and then they will click on Turn In Assignment. What that does is it allows me to see that particular student who turned in the assignment. I will get a notification that they turned in the assignment, and then I'll be able to give them a grade. And what has happened to some students is they did respond to the question, but they started putting out what we call replies. All right, so this student replied to the assignment but didn't turn it in, and so they may not. I wouldn't see that student, and they would not be able to get credit for what they did. Now, if a student, and you can see here there's a bunch of students that have responded in the same manner. So the students are thinking, well, I did the assignment, I wrote out everything, um, but I didn't get a grade, and I'm wondering why. The reason is they did not click on the turn in button and responded that way. Now, if I were the student, I'm going to pick on him. I'm going to I want credit for what I wrote already. I don't have to rewrite everything. All I have to do is highlight it, copy, and then click on Turn In, and then paste it in the response box. So this way the student doesn't have to go back and rewrite everything. They already did the assignment, but now they just need to put it in the box, the response box, and then all they have to do now is click in Turn In Assignment. Then I will get the notification that the assignment was turned in, and I can give the student a grade for that response. Hopefully that will help with some of the students who are not haven't gotten grades. I'm going back individually as much as possible and looking for the students who responded instead of clicking the Turn In button. The very beginning of when we first started Edmodo, I placed 2 surveys. Matter of fact, that was the very first thing that they were supposed to do. Once they logged in and set up their account, they would have went to this home page and saw these 2 surveys. Some students did part 1, some did part 2, or they might have did part 1, didn't do part 2. Some didn't do them at all. So what they'll have to do is they're going to have to go to the home page and just keep scrolling all the way down until they get to uh, the beginning of our discussions, if you will. Click on beginning of survey part 1, and they'll have to click on the button again here. Click here to take the survey, which will lead them into our survey part. Once they finish that part 1, it will actually take them out of Edmodo. They will have to log off out of the survey, which is surveymonkey.com. They'll log out and then have to log back into Edmodo and then scroll back all the way down and come back to survey part 2, click on it, and then click here to take the survey. And that will complete the survey for part 1 and part 2. Now, I will know that they completed it because the very first question is what's your first and last name? It's a required question. So once they put their first and last name in, I can go back into the survey and actually see their name. And that way I know that they have completed it, both parts 1 and part 2. And that should help with the survey questions. And just a reminder, everything that's on the home page, as you scroll down, these are basically discussions that the students are having, or they're trying to respond to my assignment. But the difference between an assignment and a discussion, if I were just to throw out a discussion question, is you will not have this sign here, turn in, with a due date next to it. If an assignment has turn in with the due date, then that's when they have to click the turn in button in order to receive credit. Versus if I just send out a question and I just want people to respond to it, then you won't have a turn in sign or a due date next to it. It'll just be like I'm sending out a note or a discussion question, just please respond. I'm not giving any credit for it, we're just having a discussion. That I have not really done yet. Everything has been basically assignment driven at this point. And I want to end now, but again, if you have any questions regarding what you've seen or trying to understand everything, please email me at leftridgeteacher@gmail.com, and I can explain it again for you or try to make it clear. But I think this should help, especially for students who have done the assignment but have not been graded. The work is there. They're going to have to go on the home page, look for the assignment, and then scroll down to where the assignment is, and then highlight what they wrote already, and then just paste it in once they click on the turn in button. Alright, thank you very much for your time, and hopefully this will clear up some things. And again, if there are any further questions, please feel free to contact me by email at leftridgeteacher@gmail.com. Thank you.